In California's March 3rd primary, the whole state will vote on Prop 13. And that number is enough to confuse people because California's already got a Prop 13 that passed back in the 1970s, setting the rules for property taxes. In sports, they retire numbers. In California politics, not so much. So we get a new Prop 13 to vote on this year. And this one isn't about property taxes, but it is about spending your tax dollars. Prop 13 would spend up to $15 billion plus interest to build and fix school buildings, like this one here on Sacramento State's campus, which could use an update. Higher ed would get $6 billion of the money, split evenly between the California state system, the UC system, and community colleges. There's a bigger $9 billion pie for public grade schools. More than half of that is set aside for renovation, a good chunk for new school buildings, and then a sliver for technical and charter schools. All of this would be paid for by taking out bonds, and that works a little bit like a home loan. You get to make a big purchase right now and then pay it back over decades with interest. In this case, we're looking at $11 billion of interest spread over 35 years for a total cost of $26 billion. The annual payment would be $740 million of your tax dollars. That would add about 0.5% to the spending in the state's general fund budget. But that's not all. A yes vote on Prop 13 would also allow local school districts to borrow more, 60% more than they're allowed under current law. The idea is to raise local money as matching funds to do these improvement projects. Critics argue that makes this a bigger borrow and spend package than advertised. Supporters argue that too many California schools are run down and old, and that this money is going to make them safer, better places to learn. However you feel about the question, I can tell you that fewer voters tend to cast ballots in primaries, so your vote on this one is going to carry more weight than it would if this was on your ballot in November, because this spending proposal is going to be decided by fewer people. Look, we made this video so you wouldn't have to read all the fine print in the voter guide, but if you still have questions after hearing it all, you will want to dive into those details. We've got a link for you right down below.